Hello, hello! I'm the official narrator. My job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames provided by the internet, and then give my recommendations at the end. Today we're looking at Rufflet and Braviary, something we've technically covered already, and I just only now dawned on me that this is technically one less result that we actually look at on Google, because now instead of looking at 10 links, we're looking at 9, because I'm one of the 10. But you know what? Fuck you, I did my time. So, yeah, we're redoing this episode. This episode will be available down in the description below. It's updated now to include the Hisuian form because you guys said, wait, don't do Hisuian form yet. Do it later. When was this video uploaded? March of 22, so the game was like 2 months old. Now it's like 2 years old. Let's see what the difference in Google results brings us with it. I knew instantly what Guile was in reference to, Street Fighter. But the Guile's theme goes with everything, and Guile is America Man. You know what else is a better idea that it's literally kind of based off of? You could do Guile, sure, but you could also name it G.I. Joe. Literally just came off the top of my head when thinking about generic America Man. There you go. Hell, you could do fucking Lex Luger if you wanted to. That's another generic America Man for you. Even just Air Force is good. I'm not going to go over every single time we come across America, because then if we do, it'll be like an hour and a half long video, so skipping through that. Just know that that's the most overused thing for Braviary, and you're going to see it all the time. If you want something other than America, we'll see what we can find, but just know that this is the joke for Braviary. I don't mind it, but I think there's better options out there. Valor was one we've seen before. I think based off of Pokemon Go, it's going to be better associated with Moltres. Just my 2 cents right there. Liberty, this was probably inside the original video, it would surprise me if it wasn't. It's going to be like that Binding of Isaac Bayonetta style nickname. It's going to be superior to Valor because it will fit the personality of it. This is what I mean. Rather than calling it America, you could literally call it Liberty, and it gives the same kind of feeling, but makes it different. It's a shame they couldn't come up with a better name for that boss. Captain America is going to work better than Captain Falcon, considering it's an eagle, not a falcon. I strangely like the idea of ruffles, and when I say I like it, I mean like maybe like a 4 or 5 out of 10, and that's only because of Doritos the Dodrio that we saw in the past, and I'm kind of wondering how many birds we can name after chips. Now, Tom and Hawk, I already saw Pokeball.net, and apparently it's on the spreadsheet for the end of the video. In the original video, I mentioned that it's going to feel better on Xatu, because that was a highlight for the Xatu episode. And I stand by that, but with the Hisuian version, which is technically what this page is about right now, it kind of changes the narrative a little bit. Personally, I don't think there's too much difference between Hisuian and regular Braviary. One is definitely America, while the other is kind of just bird, and that's it. I also want to shit on Hisuian Braviary because we could have had the first physical flying psychic type, but instead they changed into a special attacker, and that makes me mad. Okay, I had to, hold on. So this page doesn't have like an origin as far as its name, it just says that it's Baluda in Japanese, and that's it. So, I think the connection to mythology, I don't know if that's meant to be, it's probably fucking coincidence. I don't know. There's no evidence to suggest otherwise. But I thought of Baruda when I saw this, and I kind of fuck with it because Baruda is one I would love to use, and just the concept of this bird that has a fucking laser cannon on its stomach, and it wears a t-shirt. Like, it doesn't need to wear a t-shirt. Anyway, the 90s were crazy and game design's fun. I stand this nickname, and I might actually use it. Just because I don't remember what fucking Braviary's signature move is, but if it can learn any sort of beam-based move, I'm here for it. Loftwing is fine as well. I feel like we've seen Loftwing in the past before, but I can't quite remember what it is. It's definitely not a common nickname, that's for sure. And the idea of pairing it together with his other Zelda-based nickname, again, good thematic. I like that. Evil Eagle is still a shit fucking name. That's not improving. But the idea that you have 2 Zelda nicknames based off of the same Pokemon with split forms, that's good. I like it. In the same way that I chose Hurry and he died, both based off the Silver Creepypasta for Typhlosion. It just makes it a little bit better. It makes Loftwing better, but Evil Eagle is still dog shit. I think the thing I'm most excited about is finishing this channel so I can never look at Ranker again for the rest of my life, even though I know every single time a new generation of Pokemon comes out, I'm going to have to cover it, and I'm probably going to have to look at Ranker again, but at least there'll be more of a pause in between. Anyway, Hawkeye is slightly worth acknowledging. We've seen that in the past before for other Pokemon. I want to say Decidueye being a good choice for it, or any other archery-based Pokemon. This isn't really related other than the fact that it has bird, and that's it. So I'll highlight it, but I don't know why this is top choice if I'm honest. You're just gonna have to take my word for it because I hate being on Ranker and I don't want to scroll up. But there's not a single mention of America at all on here. There's Captain America, but just America in general does not exist. Woodstock is the only other thing that's worth acknowledging, and I would not personally use it for Braviary, but it is one that I would like to use one day in reference to Peanuts. Democracy works in the same way as, what do you call it? Liberty, and I don't remember, it was Democrat and Republican that we saw before in the past, which was like elephant and donkey Pokemon. I think it was probably Mudsdale and Copperaja? So I suppose that could kind of work too. This can be altered, rather than just it's spelled Colbert, but he chooses to pronounce it Colbert. Stephen Colbert, Steve Colbert, you could probably fit that in there. Stan, I liked his show back during the Obama years. I enjoyed watching that as a teenager. Here's another Pokedex nickname for you. The X best nicknames. Did they not come up with a number? Is this page under construction? I fucking hate rankers so damn much. This has nothing to do with Braviary, but I want to fucking roast this guy for being a dumb piece of shit. First the fuck off, spec is a word in English. It's a small thing, like your fucking brain, yeah? And why the fuck would you be like, well, it means bacon in German? Just call it fucking bacon! Okay, we've reached the bottom. I swear the web results are getting worse because we're seeing Ranker twice, and it never gets any better. And then this was the same fucking thing, just page 2 and page 1. Like, I don't know what's going on with Google, but it's very clearly declining in quality. We'll go ahead and take a look at the comments here, just to show it for posterity. A reminder, this video will be in the description below if you want to look at that and see what I mentioned in the original video. We have the spreadsheet, which has, I also figured out why the fuck it was doing that. It was because, I don't think you can see that up top. I had my zoom on the browser itself set to like 150%, which is why it seems so big. I didn't know I did that. Ruffles Beverages. That means I've seen that name before. That's insane. Okay. We're going to type in Hisuian and see if the results change at all. I can get behind Buckbeak. Alright, well that didn't do too much. We had this, and then this guy who had, like, there was a guy on here who asked a very interesting question. He said, why is Hisuian Sneasel evolve into Sneasler, but Pet Little becomes Hisuian Lilligant? Where does one start and the other end? And I feel like that's the kind of question that you ask, and then you get kidnapped by the government. So I hope that guy's doing okay, because we might not ever see him again, because he might be on to the secrets. Alright, so going over things that we saw, it was actually surprisingly not too much America. There was a lot of America, but still not too much. It was actually decently variety. But plenty of things that have not been mentioned. So, America, Captain America, Liberty, those are both good. I stand Baruda. In the original episode, I mentioned Dynablade, because Dynablade was the thing that I've always thought. I was like, well, if Dynablade were a Pokemon, who would it be? And the first thing my mind goes to is Braviary. And then I was like, well, what about Hisuian Braviary? And it's like, kinda, yeah, it could. I don't know, the stupid little things on its head kind of make it weird, but whatever. Eerie from Banjo-Kazooie is what I name my Unnovan Braviary, so that's what I currently have on there from Banjo-Kazooie. Helmarock King from Wind Waker, another good one. And we also have the comment suggestions to add some more ones that I know one I love. And that's this one, Peacemaker, after the super anti-hero from DC. And I like that he said Peacemaker because it fits with the America theme, But also, the eagle in Peacemaker is just named Eagly, which is stupid, and they even take the piss out of that in like the show and in Mortal Kombat. So calling it Peacemaker is a good way to reference Peacemaker without giving it a dumbass name. So I 100% stand that name and think that's a really good choice. Tebera Rivali, both of them are from Breath of the Wild. That's fine too. We also have what Tulin now from Tears of the Kingdom. So more Rito. You could even just call it Rito. That'd be totally fine, I suppose. There might be something better for Hawlucha. Might be a good Rito considering its design. Anyway, those are good too, and I like that they're. I mean, Peacemaker is America without being America. That's that though. Any other ideas, suggestions you have, feel free to put in the comments below. Give a thumbs up to the ones you think are good. Let us know what you'd use or recommend. You can feel free to distinguish the difference between forms, but again, I don't think they're too different. It's just one is bird and then one is America bird. So as long as it's not about America, you could put it on both. But if it's about America, you could only put it on Unova. I don't know if Peacemaker's gonna fit very well on Hisui and Braviary. Hisui and Braviary is just kind of a regular bird.